Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Marvel Legends Marvel's Wrecking Crew action figure set by Hasbro, but more specifically Thunderball. This set is part of Series 2 of the Return of Marvel Legends, which contains the Build-A-Figure parts for Arnim Zola. This set was first released in 2012, and I purchased this set through a fellow Facebooker, John Papasergio. Hang loose there. And I ended up paying about $20 for this figure set, that's not including shipping. Now, taking a look at Thunderball here in the package, and you can see the packaging is a little different than the other Marvel Legends figures, in that Thunderball is actually part of a running change, but hasn't been really behaving like a running change. It's behaving more like a variant. For a running change, Hasbro is supposed to be producing so many sets of a particular figure, like Thunderball here, and then switch over to the next figure to occupy the same slot, which would have been Piledriver. But both Piledriver and Thunderball have been appearing at the same time, so it's really acting more like a variant, and it's what's interesting is that the Thunderball is a standard figure for the Series 2, and Piledriver is supposed to be the running change. But Thunderball has been a lot harder to find. And you can see the packaging here. It does have Thunderball and Piledriver to indicate that it is a running change. Hasbro decided to just use one packaging style for both figures, so they included both characters on the card. And they didn't bother to even name the figure here as Thunderball, just Wrecking Crew, to really save money, to use the same card here for both figures. And closer look at Thunderball here. He looks pretty badass, very big figure there. He does come with his ball and chain. And here are the Build-A-Figure parts for Arnim Zola, head and control rod. And over here on the side we have the numbering scheme for Arnim Zola, and he is this set is number 2. Over here on the back of the package we have both Thunderball and Piledriver. And down below here are the figures from Series 2. We have Dark Wolverine or Daken, Thunderball, Captain America or Bucky Cap. We have Drax, Phantom X, Madam Mask, and Spider-Man. Now, for the running changes, of course, we have Thunderball and Piledriver. And the other running change in this series is the Madam Mask and Madam Hydra. And there are also a couple of variants. The Dark Wolverine or Daken comes with a masked or unmasked head. And Spider-Man, he comes in the Big Time Spidey and the Future Foundation Spider-Man. And here we have the Build-A-Figure of Arnim Zola, and he comes in 2 different versions as well. The other part is the face of the Red Skull that comes with Madam Mask, or Madam Hydra, excuse me. This set contains the Tales of Arnim Zola, which is part 2 of 6. Now we'll be right back and have Thunderball here out of the package. Okay, we have Thunderball here out of the package, and I have to start off by saying I'm a fan of the Wrecking Crew. And I enjoyed reading about their battles against Thor in the comics when I was younger. Now, the members of the Wrecking Crew are not top-tier supervillains, so to see a Wrecking Crew member realized in figure form is a treat. And I was very happy when Hasbro released the Wrecking Crew members in the Marvel Universe line, and even happier now that they are starting to come out in the Marvel Legends line. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the neat items that come with Thunderball here. We'll start out with the Tales of Arnim Zola. And the one that's included with Thunderball and probably Pile Driver is part 2 of 6. And let me just turn this down a little bit. And you can see that this particular tale focuses on the Red Skull. And we have a nice little description there of how Red Skull is tied to Arnim Zola. And if you want to read more, where is it? Here it is. You can read Captain America number 350. On the other side, we have the assembly instructions on how to put Arnim Zola together. And of course the X mark list of figures required to put Arnim Zola together. And of course with the Marvel's Wrecking Crew members, it comes with the head and also the control rod. They don't say that there, but that's pretty neat. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Build-A-Figure pieces for Arnim Zola. We'll start out with the head here, and it's actually pretty small, but that's expected. If you know anything about Arnim Zola, that top piece on the body there, it's not that large. And for this particular figure set with Thunderball, the head here is painted yellow in the center here, and for the Pile Driver, it's painted, I believe it's red. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's actually painted differently. So it's kind of cool. It's much like the other Running Change figure set of Madame Mask and Madame Hydra, where they have different faceplates for the torso. So it'll be interesting to see out in the community all the different variations of Arnim Zola put together on there. So there won't be too many variations. It's really just two differences, but it's still be quite neat to see the different Arnim Zolas that are out there. And you got the little, I guess, antenna thing here on top of that, and you got the peg hole joint down below, and the other piece that's more of an accessory than a Build-A-Figure piece is the control rod. And I believe this is the same one between the Thunderball and Pile Driver sets on there. It's got some nice sculpted detail there. Pretty cool. And I don't know yet if it fits well in Arnim Zola's hand. I'm sure it does. And we'll get to that when we put Arnim Zola together. But these are the two pieces that come with Thunderball, the head and control rod of Arnim Zola. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the Thunderball figure. It's pretty impressive, and we'll start out with the his main accessory, and that's the wrecking ball and chain. And that's go ahead and take a look at this here. Take it out of his hands, and you can see it's actually pretty neat. Let me just set this aside here. You got this nice sculpted wrecking ball here. It's actually kind of neat. Got some texture on the ball and some paint to make it look very weighty, when in fact it's very, very light. It's hollow on here, but it's still very nicely sculpted and painted to look like a very heavy ball. And you got the chain here. Unfortunately, is pre-posed. It's not a true chain link, just a sculpted chain, and which is kind of unfortunate, because it would have been nice to have been able to pose the Thunderball figure with the ball and chain in different types of poses and configurations. But I could see why they didn't do it, because with a real ball and chain, it really does go limp. And with the sculpted one, you can do some posing with it. Would have been nicer if you had maybe a bendy wire chain instead, where you can actually form it around and move it around. But they decided to go with just a pre-sculpted chain. Now, the neat thing with this wrecking ball and chain is it does articulate a little bit. You can see that the chain does go around the ball all the way around on there. So that's kind of cool on that. But this is the main accessory for Thunderball here. And by the way, he does grip it in either hand fairly well. You can actually see that the hand is kind of sculpted to grip the chain on there with that rectangular on there on the form of the hand in the gap. So, and he does hold it pretty well. Now, taking a look at the Thunderball figure, and I really do like it. Some of it is my bias for a Wrecking Crew member to have him as a Marvel Legend. And also, it's a very well sculpted figure. It does use some reuse of the mold. And let me just go ahead and straighten him out and adjust the camera here so you can get all of Thunderball here. Yeah, he does use some previous molds, mainly the torso area. I believe was used by Warpath and Hulkling, I believe. And of course you have the newly sculpted head, and I believe the thighs are newly sculpted as well. But let's go ahead and take a look first at Thunderball and his head sculpt. And it's a very nice head sculpt there. Very well detailed, and you can see he's got a very mean scowl to his look, and it's very, very nice, and it's very well sculpted, and I really like it. And of course his face is covered in the mask, but it's still really nice looking. And you got his ears sculpted there. It's very cool, and I really like how they sculpted the brow going over his eyes. It's actually very, very nice because at certain angles it just looks very menacing on there, and it's very, very cool. I really do like it. It's very clean too. Not too many bleed. There's just a little bit bleed here from the mask to his skin here, but it's hardly noticeable at all. It's just if you really, really look on this end here, but overall it's just very nice. And the hair also is nicely sculpted. I really do like the hair. Now Thunderball does have a basic costume, and I'm a fan of basic costumes, and he does carry it off pretty well. And you can see really just painted over here on his chest is the yellow of his costume, and it's actually painted very well. You do see the what do you call it, the mold line here on the shoulder, but with the color yellow, that's pretty typical, and that's, I'm not too surprised by it, but you can see it going up into his shoulder there, but that's something that's hard to avoid, especially with the color yellow. And looking at his torso here and arms, just very beefy, and it's very, very cool. The only issue I have with the torso is that it does reuse the Warpath and the Hulkling mold, so it does have the same issue of a bit of a gap in the hinge joint of the torso. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but you can actually see through the other side because of the gap on either side of the hinge there. So that's one thing that was inherited from the previous mold. And another thing, it's just very minor, is that you noticed here on the texture is very nice on the arms and the legs. You can see what looks like a cloth texture on there, but when it gets to the torso area, it's smoothed out, so it kind of is a mismatch there, but not too bad on there. It's very, very cool. Now we have the gloves here, and it's nicely sculpted. I do like the sculpt of the gloves. Unfortunately, it's not as articulated as I'd like. It's just a swivel at the forearm, and that's about it. And the hands are pre-posed, and you really can't bend it in and out, which would have been really nice, especially with an accessory such as his wrecking ball here. Now we also have the belt, which is actually loose on here, and is loose as well. It's not tight on the figure, and I actually like it because it does hide one of the weaknesses of the waist swivel joint, in that some of the sculpts of the waists are oblong in shape and not rounded. So when you have to turn the figure and you have an oblong waist, it does become evident with the break in the articulation. So it is kind of unsightly a little bit, but with this belt on there, it does hide that, and I like how it is loose on there, so you can actually manipulate the belt here so it fits nicely for the posing on there and hides that one weakness of the articulation. So that's really cool. Looking at the rest of the figure here down to the leggings, it's pretty cool. I like how they sculpt here right over the boot. You can tell that's like cloth just going into his boot, so that's kind of cool and very neat. And then you got the boots themselves, just the yellow. It's got a slight orange wash on there. It's pretty neat. And I like the sculpting detail on the bottom of the boots as well. So very cool. Very nice figure. Very happy to have one of the Wrecking Crew members. But going over the articulation of Thunderball here, the head does go all the way around, and does go up and down very well. I really like that. Lots of posability on the head, and it even goes tilts side to side, so that's pretty neat. The arms do go all the way around, and they do go out and in. The arms can go all the way around at the bicep area. Single joint at the elbow, so it can go in and out. And the glove can go all the way around at the forearm. And like I said, no wrist articulation and no finger articulation. The torso can bend down quite a ways, up and back quite a ways, so really nice range of motion there. And of course the waist area, it can go all the way around. Now the legs are joined at a hinge swivel joint, which is different from a ball joint on there. It extends out beyond the ball joint, and it actually is pretty smooth compared to other ball joints where the peg is at an angle. But this one is actually relatively easy to move. It's very smooth. So it allows the leg to go up, down, and back, and out to the side about this much. Or if you want to rotate a thigh, you can have it go out that far. So that's kind of neat. And the leg does rotate all the way around near the top of the thigh. There are double joints at the knees, which is nice. Unfortunately, no swivel cut on the boot. That would have been really nice because the only swivel cut is really at the thigh. But there is no cut here. It would have been nice, especially for added posability. The foot can go up and down quite well at the ankle, and there is a little bit of ankle pivot. I wish it was wider range of motion, but it still moves a little bit, so that's kind of neat. And there is toe articulation, so that's nice as well. Overall, my bias is going to show, and I'm going to say I really love this figure, and is my favorite out of entire Series 2. And that's a lot of it is my bias showing for the Wrecking Crew members. In either case, it's still a great figure to have, and it's just a really nice posable figure. This is my casual peek into the Marvel Legends Thunderball action figure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.